The first online business I sold was an online academy, hiring professional players of a video game, creating online courses and selling those online courses. My second online business was an online Shopify store. I was selling hot sauce online. The first one I sold in Empire Flippers and the second one in Micro Acquire. Both of my companies were evaluated completely different. How Empire Flippers evaluated my company was, of the last 2 years, what was my monthly recurring profit. Profit is different than sales. And that number was multiplied by a multiplier that would vary depending on how many social media followers you have, how many emails you have. That multiplier tends to be between 28 and 42. For Acquire.com, it was different. The sales of the last 12 months, and then you add a multiplier. In this case, it was 5x. They give you ranges on, depending on the type of company that you have, the multiplier will be different. One platform was considering profit, while the other one was considering sales. So this is super important for you to know when understanding the valuation of your company. Different platforms might evaluate your company differently. What I highly recommend you is, if you're gonna go to Acquire.com, definitely have at least 12 months of your online business. I sold mine when it had only 9 months worth of data, and I think I should have waited for the 12 months. And Empire Flippers, well, 2 years is tougher, but the multiplier allows you to have higher valuation. Consider what could give you the better valuation, being rated depending on profit or being rated depending on sales. Do you need money to start an online business? With money, it will be easier to start online businesses, but no, you don't need money. It's not mandatory. And whoever tells you that you have to do paid ads, I think that's a lie. The first online business I started, it was just an experiment. Me and my friend paid for 1 month of the platform for online courses, which was Teachable back in the day. I think it costed $36. We recorded the first course with a cell phone and I edited them with iMovie. So it didn't cost much. With $36, we were able to do something that 2 years later we sold it. So you don't need money. What you need is either creativity or specific knowledge that will allow you not having to hire someone. There's also super easy platforms to start creating online businesses. Like for example, in Wix, you can do a website for free, or for $9 a month if you want to pay for a domain, etc. But creating websites today is super accessible and easy. You can also check card.com. I love Squarespace. Squarespace is more expensive than other examples. It's gonna be easier to make pages look amazing. I swear, if you spend one day Googling how to start business ideas without money, you will be able to find. Or just right below, ask me. Give me some information about whatever you want to start and ask me how to do it without money, and I'm sure I'll find a way. What is the difference between Shopify and Etsy? There's more similarities between Etsy and Amazon than Shopify and Etsy. So what happens is, like, platforms like Etsy and Amazon are platforms that already have a lot of audience, a lot of customers, a lot of people that go there to buy. In Shopify, that doesn't really happen. In Shopify, you are responsible for bringing people to your store. Amazon, it's like being in a mall where there's already people that are going to the mall to find what to buy. So if you just have a place in the mall, you know that people will come to the mall just to, I don't know, watch the movies or whatever, and they will see your products. Shopify is like having a standalone store. You have your store, but you are responsible of telling people where your store is, what are you selling. That's your responsibility. Etsy and Amazon are great if you have a really good product and you have no idea how to find customers. And Shopify, it's ideal if you know how to get customers, if you know how to write blogs to attract people, how to run ads to attract people, if you already have a social media fan base or a big following, or you're part of a community that you know that will buy, then Shopify is the ideal platform for you. Shopify is great if you know how to get customers. Amazon is great if you need a platform to give you customers. But there's a catch. In Amazon and in Etsy, you pay them a fee. And you pay them a fee because they are going to be providing you most of the customers. In Shopify, you don't pay Shopify a fee. You just pay them to create the store. But you own the customers, you get their emails, you can resell them things. I am a fan of businesses that depend more on me than in different platforms. So yes, in Amazon you can make a lot of money, or in Etsy you can make a lot of money, but if they change a fee, that can destroy your margins. Actually, that happened a couple of months ago. Etsy increased their fee and that destroyed the margin of a lot of people. So do you really want to build a business that depends so much in if a platform changes something or not? I don't know. I think Shopify is the way to go, at least for me. And more if you want to sell it online eventually. Buying and selling a Shopify store is way easier, or it's more common than buying and selling Amazon or Etsy stores. Is it a good idea to buy an online business? For example, in my 9 to 5, I work handling 5 different Shopify stores. That's what I do. And I love it. I enjoy Shopify and I really like buying and selling things online. And I know how to manage these platforms. What it's tough for me is to finding the ideal product. If I have extra money, then buying a Shopify store that someone else created and that for 2 years has already been selling a really successful product, it's easier for me because then I just buy it and boom, I can just plug and play. I can just start using everything that I know, and that's going to be a great way for me to start. Or to scale. I think buying a company is great if you want to scale because you're going to be buying a lot of customers, a lot of emails, and a product that is already validated. In the first year of having a business, you will learn so many things that is education that I highly, highly, highly recommend everyone to have. If you just buy a business the first time, you're going to discover how sometimes the code is messier, processes are messier than what you can imagine. I would recommend everyone to buy only if they've already made money in that specific niche or type of business that they're buying. For example, for Adios Garlic, the second company that I sold, I wanted to see if the product had a market or not. And once I realized that there was a good market for the product that I was creating, I saw that the size of the market wasn't necessarily the size of the market that I wanted to spend a lot of time in. Like, the product wasn't ideal. It was good enough, it was profitable, it was good enough for the first 9 months, but I didn't want to continue having it for a long time. So I wanted to sell it because I find the product, but it wasn't specifically the success that I wanted. So I sold it. Who could have bought that? That would have been amazing. Someone that is already selling hot sauce online, someone that is already selling something else, but for the same type of customers that my online store had. They could have buy my business and scale, reach a new audience, or offer a good product to the same audience that they already have. Buying a business is great if you want to scale something that you're doing, if you want to grow, and if you already know what you're buying. And starting a new business is ideal to test ideas that you're not sure. Like, if you're not sure if something is going to have traction or not, I highly recommend you to create an MVP and launch it, because having someone buying your product will be a better validation than just thinking if the product is going to be worth it or not. What you shouldn't do when selling your business online. You should not fall in love with your business if you plan to sell it online. In the 2 cases that I sold my companies, I didn't think that the buyer executed how I wanted to. And it's okay, they bought it, they can do whatever they want, but I would have loved a different future for the company that I started. Don't fall in love too much with your idea, because new buyers will change and do whatever they want, and that's completely okay. And if you're buying a business, I highly recommend you to interview the person that created the business and fully understand what's going on, why they're selling, what would they do if they were not selling, what would they do if they had a bigger budget or if something was different. The more information that you can get from that person, the better your purchase it's going to be. And that's everything you need to know about selling a business online. If you have questions, drop them below. I'll answer all of them. Boom.